Let's go to college football.
Chaos all over college football, starting with LSU.
Well, let's just talk about the fallout from the firing this past week of Brian Kelly. Everybody's got an opinion, and most of it now is not very positive about LSU's leadership, that former head coach, the amount of money, and the buyout. The Athletic did a big investigative report over the weekend that broke yesterday, in which players are quoting being critical of Brian Kelly. I'll just run through some of the hot quotes that I dug out for you. He acted like a CEO at 30,000 feet. He had no relationships with his players. It was like he checked out when he got his payday. That's how some of the players viewed Brian Kelly. He stopped recruiting. He didn't know some of the players' first names. He didn't show up for team meetings that he himself had called. He was disconnected with the past history of all things LSU. He cleaned the house of the staff that Ed Orgeron had left behind, and the man was not authentic. This is from players and staff members about Brian Kelly. Meanwhile, Auburn is the latest to fire another coach. That's 11 coaches in 9 weeks. Now, this is a weird one. Hugh Freeze should have probably never been hired to begin with. Why Auburn did this was a shocker. Hugh Freeze had been at Ole Miss. There was a lot of controversy, violations. He went to Liberty, Jerry Falwell's university in Virginia, 1AA, took it Division I, built it, got hired at Auburn. Last week, Hugh Freeze, in the midst of this losing streak, said, "I'd appreciate a vote of confidence." And then he went out and got beat again. So they fired him. He was 1-5 in the SEC, 5 horrible losses in about a year and a half. Clemson. I don't know if you've seen the sideline video of Dabo Sweeney losing his mind with his players. It is so embarrassing. He's in a rage. They wound up losing, I don't know if it was 48-45, but he's in a rage. His defense was playing terrible. And the players are sitting on the bench, rolling their eyes as he's walking down in front of every defensive player, putting his finger in their face. I mean, he's lost the team. And his quarterbacking is terrible. He's lost the team. I wonder if he's going to be the next one to go. Southern Cal, big win, gritty win. Learned something about themselves. They won at Nebraska. They came from behind. Jaden Mayava had a really bad day throwing the football. I think he was 9 for 23. That's the worst day he's had in college football for only 135 yards, but they ran the ball. King Miller, third string running back, another big day, 129 yards on the ground. Trojans, 202 rushing. And they've not played well on the road in the Big Ten. They did punch Nebraska in the mouth. And the last one is Colorado. They got killed by the University of Arizona in Boulder at home. They are now 3-6. Arizona put 52 points on the board, over 400 yards against Coach Prime's defense. The quarterback play at Colorado, I've never seen this. He played 3 quarterbacks in the game. He kept taking them out, putting them in, taking them out. It was pathetic. Buffs turned the football over 5 times. Dion lost himself in the postgame press conference, locked the locker room, no media access to any player. Nobody's going to be allowed to talk to the players the rest of the season. He says, "I'm not giving up. You, the media, have given up. I'm not giving up." They've caved in. It's like he's overwhelmed by this. His son's not there. Travis Hunter's not there. It's not the same program. They're going in the opposite direction. John, they're 3-6 on the season. So, news and notes. You want to talk about Brian Jones? You want to talk about Hugh Freeze? Carry on.
Carry on. You know, it's interesting that you talk about Brian Kelly was like a CEO. Now, normally you want your college head coach to be the chief executive officer of that football program. And maybe to your point, he was more 30,000-foot view rather than kind of boots on the ground.
Exactly.
You know, so it was interesting. You ever watch that College Game Day, like, you know, in the morning before the 9 o'clock, and usually it's McAfee and Saban have this uncomfortable energy in that show. But Saban was talking a little bit about this sort of thing where the coaching part is sort of the quote easy part. The hard part is managing these young men and their lives and keep having the infrastructure to provide support for them outside of the locker room and all the things with family and all these other things, these distractions. You know, in order to be a CEO of a football program, you have to buy in to all that.
Be there.
You got to be there. Yeah. And so it's interesting how, you know, the responsibility of a head coach in college football is so different than in the NFL. So if everything they say is true about this guy, you know, the freaking good riddance, he's gone. The SC game against Nebraska, you were talking about that last week about, oh, you're looking forward to that. What the hell is up with those black and white uniforms that the Cornhuskers are wearing?
Blackout day.
Yeah, but it didn't look so non-Nebraska.
No, exactly.
You know, it just didn't fit.
And they lost their quarterback. Raiola suffered a fractured leg in the game, and that was the end of all things that Matt Rule could do.
Yeah.
But their defense played their ass off, and they made the Trojans rethink who they are. And I mean, I was really stunned. Maeva had so much trouble moving the football with pressure and finding receivers, and all of a sudden they started to pound it. It looked like old-fashioned student body right.
Yeah. I mean, do you like in the best of days? Okay, like you take an ultimate college football game and an ultimate pro game. For me, college football is a lot better. It's more entertaining than the NFL. I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, college football is because they're young men and there was hoopla, and it's a much different environment in a college football stadium that's full.
Yeah.
The alumni and all that. But I mean, the pro game is great athletes and schemes and all that. I mean, the NFL, it is a different product you watch on Sunday than we experience on Saturday.
100% agree. Yeah.
Good.
For all the right reasons. And then, by the way, Coach Prime, I mean, I hope he doesn't have a health setback and then kind of have to walk away from Colorado. I want him to be strong, you know, because he brings, in my opinion, a very good message. And yeah, his son is gone. Travis Hunter is gone. Those were his, you know, secret sauce. They're not there. He's going to have to build it. But even with 3 wins, that's better than pre-Coach Prime in Boulder, Colorado.
Well, they had 1 win
the
year before he got there, but this thing has regressed.
It has.
And they're not, for a team that has anybody they want in the player portal that wants to come play for Coach Prime, he's got 7 NFL guys on his staff with world of experience. For them to be this poor offensively and defensively, yikes.
Yeah, that's not a good look, but he'll figure it out. I'm confident he will.
Okay, you're a college football fan. You got an opinion on Brian Kelly and this disaster at LSU or any of the other topics, feel free. Last college football